You so messy. He-
Oh, look at it. Whoa.
What up?
What up? What up?
What is popping?
Back
Shift
in the
Real Talk
building.
Nation.
Yeah.
How art thou? How art thou?
All right. How's everybody doing tonight, y'all? Bear with us tonight because just like some of you, this is gonna be one of them touch and goes. This is gonna be somebody gonna have to get out those things and say clear, because this topic is taking over many relationships. Have you ever felt like you was okay? I'm gonna be unpolitically correct, but have you ever felt like you was in like a manizzle twizzle with your
What?
cell phone and your husband at the same time?
What?
Like that's his girlfriend. Like you right there, but she getting all the attention.
What? Why gotta be
Manizzle twizzle is
why
what I
gotta
was
be
trying to say.
a her and a him and her, and not a her and him?
What you mean?
Cause that happens too. Everybody. It ain't just him and her. It's everybody. It's women. It's men. It's kids. It's teenagers. And in today's society, it's even babies. I didn't have no phone when I was little. We didn't even have cell phones when I was little. I'm
You
telling
had no
my age.
pager when you was little.
I had a pager. No, I ain't had
Not
no
when you
pager
was
either.
little.
Yeah. But at the end of the
You
day,
like one of baby kids. You put it
little
off
kids,
the hip.
little 7 and 8 year old kids have phones. Phones have become the new aged
Right. However, today we are talking
Beelzebub.
about the relationship where you feel like the phone is the third wheel. We not talking. Well, we can talk about the kids. We can talk about all other relationships, but the meat, that's just like the salad and the bread. But the meat,
I guess
is,
you coming from a perspective of it being a third wheel, but I'm coming from a perspective that it is the wheel. And you're gonna understand what I'm talking about as we go later.
so
in the
it's
show.
a unicycle.
Man, it's the wheel.
All right, y'all, listen. This is Shift Real Talk Podcast. Today, we are talking about my cell phone is the third wheel in my relationship. So if you think this is a topic that you can relate to, I need my ladies. I already did a clarion call. I said, ladies, I know I'm going to need you today. I'm going to need some backup. So, and without further ado, I'm your girl, Lady Free.
And I'm your boy, Pastor J.
And we want you to make sure you go onto YouTube. This is Facebook. So we doing the Facebook Live. I want you to subscribe, follow us so that more people can get this content, because we got to talk about it. And that's what we are going to do.
We talk a lot of shift, but we can back it up.
Yeah. Okay, so we talking about the cell phone today.
Yes.
And how the cell phone is affecting relationships in
Well,
a bad way. Like, cell phones were made to do good things, but these cell phones are taking over.
Well, I'm gonna start with this. We're gonna start. I see my sister on, my little sister, and we know the other ones will come in a little bit.
Hey,
Excuse me. But let's start with this. Let's start with what cell phones actually do for people.
okay, we'll start there then.
And if we can start there, then we'll understand why it takes over or does what it does. And it seems like, it's the third wheel. But like I said, because I believe it is the wheel. Now, this is what cell phones do for people. First and foremost, it connects you to other people.
Right.
Like people that you have not seen maybe in ages or in years. So it connects you to people. And, because you could be living in a state where you don't have friends. You know what I'm saying? So the cell phone connects you to people. Not only does the cell phone connect you to people, but this right here is what got me, what I seem to understand. What cell phones become a support group or support an emotional support for some people. You know why? Because there are podcasts that deal with life issues. There are support groups that deal with life issues. There are meditation moments on the phone.
Apps,
So
yeah.
meditation apps. There are some Serenity apps. There's some biblical apps. So these are things on the phone that help support where you are mentally. So it becomes a mental support. It does. Not only does it become a mental support, it gives emotional support. It gives physical support. And when you go through difficult times, guess who's there? Guess who's there for you? The phone. This is what the phone has become. So in other words, if you really look at it, and if you're not careful, the phone can become a type of God to you. It can become a type of God because of it is doing all of these things in your life.
Right.
Everything mentally, it's supporting you mentally, it's supporting you emotionally. And to be honest with you, some people make money from their phone, so it supports you financially as well.
Right.
Some people make money from their phone. So some people stay home and make money from their phone. Doing ads on their phone, some do podcasts from their phone. Social media. Yeah. So it's a grab. It is definitely a grab.
It is.
It is a grab. It does everything.
Right. And I don't want to go too fast, but I think the reason why I wanted to talk about this topic is because although the cell phone, it does all of that. It does. It's there. It don't talk back. You can tell it what to do and it will do just that. However, we were in our living room the other day. Was it the living room? Well, and I noticed that while we were in the living room, we were sitting side by side on the sofa, and we weren't talking to each other that much because we were distracted by our cell phones. However, the funny thing is, okay, my husband says, "Okay, babe, I gotta go." We bid our adieu. And next thing you know, before he even got to his car, he called me. And we stayed on the phone for like an hour and a half talking. But when we were right there, it was like, so I made a statement, and he kind of got upset with me about this statement, but it is what it is. If you know, you know. I said, babe, I know we are not becoming that cell phone relationship. And he got frustrated, and of course, he wants to point the finger. Well, you do it. I get it. We both are on our cell phone. But the whole point is, I like to say things prior to it becoming a big issue. So when I say so, wait, hold on to the period, because when I say certain things, I often say it because I say it before it gets to a point where it becomes something big. So right now we good for the most part. But let's nip it. Like this man that used to raise me and my sisters, he said, nip it in the bud. Let's nip it right now.
Okay, this is a long period. It's a run-on sentence.
Well, period.
First, let's be real here. Let's be honest. Let's be real. When me and Free got back together, one thing that first and foremost, when we first got together, we had conversation. That's actually what drew me to her.
Yep.
The conversation that we had. This was over 10 years ago. We had great conversation. We talked about everything. Actually, she became my best friend. When we got married, guess what I did? Because we were actually broken up for a little while. And I dated around and dated. And the thing that I looked for in those dates was that conversation.
Yeah.
And if I didn't have that conversation with certain people that I would date, we wouldn't talk no more. So it was cool, but it was cool. You know what I'm saying? But I desired that conversation. So when we got back together, after breaking up, we got back together, I actually was the one who started all of our conversations because it was me really opening up avenues or actually taking the conversation to a deeper level. Because with me, I wanted to, now we're in a better place, and now I'm maturely and mentally in a better place where I can handle dark secrets, or I can handle intimate secrets.
Yeah.
I can handle it. So it was like, I was like, why did this happen? What did you do? Like, exactly what did you do?
Right.
And, you know what I'm saying? So it was like that. But I was the initiator. It was me. Me. So because I did that all throughout our conversation. 10 years down the line, guess what? You know, some conversations I don't have because, I mean, we've talked about, for at least the first 3-4 years, we've talked about everything. So she be wanting conversation, but because here, I'm a firm believer. If you want something, you got to become what you want, right? So if you want a conversation, then start a conversation. That's what I say. If I want a conversation with her, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to start a conversation. Hey, babe, listen, what do you think about such and such and such? You know, she don't do that.
That's not true.
She don't do that. She
so
does
not
not
true.
start the conversation.
That is so not
So because
true.
she don't start the conversation, if I'm sitting there and she's like, well, why don't we talk? I will talk. She'll say that because we're sitting there being quiet.
His perspective.
But it's like, it ain't like you talking to me and I'm ignoring you. Why you ain't telling me? I'm saying something, you ignoring me. No, it's not that. It's we're sitting in here, we on the phones and we ain't talking at all. So that's why I got frustrated. I got frustrated because she was like, we were sitting there. I didn't have nothing to talk about. I just didn't. I wasn't going to make up nothing.
Right.
I wasn't going to make up a conversation. She wanted to have a conversation, but she didn't start one.
Right.
So it's like, how do you have a conversation? How do you want a conversation and there's no conversation that you're talking about that you want to have?
Okay.
And so you get upset with me and say, oh, we having a phone. Oh, now you sit next to your phone.
Put the camera on me. Put the camera on me. So if that was the only time, I could definitely say, oh. So it's a great thing one thing about conversation I think is just absolutely amazing. There's always 3 sides to every truth, okay? Your perspective, I will not take anything away from it. I get it. Now I'm
That's
like,
real nice and condescending.
okay. That's how he saw that. Okay. Well, let me explain. I want you to have the same, okay, when I tell you how I saw it, how I see it. Okay. I might say, babe, and start a conversation, but when he is here, he don't hear what I'm saying because he's here. And whether it's playing his game, whether it is texting, whether it's scrolling through social media, he's here. And for some reason, when we're there, our ears are on low volume or something. So I'll sit there, and I know it's a lot of women that can attest to this, and I'm speaking for us now, that a lot of times we'll be like, and just like, okay, and then because we're not getting no act right, we will pick our phones up too, and we'll start scrolling. But then by the time he looks up at me to see what I'm doing, I'm scrolling too. So now he says, well, you do it too. I get it. I do. But oftentimes it's not because I don't start conversations. And when he starts conversations, we have great conversations. However, when I start conversations, first of all, let's not say you started no one will ever believe that. But you do start a lot of good conversation because you like to dig for information to get to know people. That's the beautiful part of you. So some people are just great conversation starters, and some people are just great in the conversation. Let's play our part. If you're good at starting them, start them. I start them too, though, sometimes.
So here's the thing. Okay, good. See, this is why we're gonna have this conversation because again, I said earlier. One thing about that phone does everything.
It does.
Some people work from their phone. You know how I know? Because I'm one of them. I work from my phone. I have clients that I deal with every day on my phone. Can I make an appointment? Not just that I cut hair, but I'm a therapist. So I even counsel people from my phone. I even give skills training from my phone. So what if I am on here doing this? You know what she'll do? Instead of just saying, hey babe, when you finish, I want to ask you a question. No, she'll talk to me in the middle of while I'm on the phone. Sometimes I'm working. I'm not. I don't really play the game until it's like late night, and it's like a spades game that I play on the phone.
Say that part again. I don't do what?
I don't play games on my phone until late. Until I know she's sleeping.
No,
so I don't do that.
That's all not true.
I don't do that.
Pastor
because she
Jay,
the one
the Bible
that's
said,
not
thou
true.
shalt not lie.
I'm not.
Sir.
Because you know who be on that game?
Absolutely
She
not.
plays a game that I guess is the little Tetris thing, whatever game. She's on that game.
It's for mental stimulation. Absolutely, I do.
And you stimulated 24 hours a day because you on that game 24 hours.
So one thing.
So she'll talk to me. Hold on to the period.
Okay.
So she'll talk to me either while I'm finishing working or I'm just trying to make an appointment for the next day. She'll either talk to me then or she'll be on the phone mentally stimulating herself with this Tetris game and then trying to have a conversation, but then want the full attention. It don't work like that. I'm sorry, boo-boo.
Right.
It don't.
Okay.
It don't work like
Got
that.
you.
And I know some of y'all can attest.
Right.
Because this is what the phone does. So what it looks like is if she's talking to me and I'm finishing a conversation on the phone with a client and she talks to me, because sometimes she do it. I'll be in the middle of doing something and she'll have a conversation with me and then I don't hear the whole thing and I'm answering her, yeah. And then she know I ain't heard nothing she said. And she'll keep asking me the question, knowing I ain't heard nothing, but I'll be trying to play it along like I heard her, because I know the first thing she gonna say when I have not heard her, you weren't listening. See, that's what I'm talking about. So I be trying to push her off by answering her like I did hear her, but she know I ain't heard her, because I be like,
Now,
yeah, you're right.
This is amazing. I love this.
You're right. You're right.
At the end of the day, we learn and we teach about communication skills.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you are on your phone, now mind you, I'm not always over here on your phone looking to see what you're doing. That is not me.
But ask.
So okay, but at the end of the day,
are you working?
Listen,
You're right. Communication.
Right. Now, let me finish the part of communication I'm talking about, the communication. Okay. So what I'm saying is, if you are doing something on your phone client-wise, right, then if I'm saying something, instead of just doing this, it takes the same amount of energy to say, yep. It takes that same amount of energy to say, hold on, babe, wait, I'm texting the client. Ta-da!
You see?
And you know what I would do? I would respect that, and I'd be like, oh, my bad, babe. Okay, cool. Would I not? Stop it. And you know I would. So
blah, 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 blah.
So at the end of the day, this is the thing that this is the reason why I want to talk about it, because I understand that for some of you, this is therapy. For me, this is also therapy. And a lot of times we get on the podcast and we're talking about things, and certain things come from us that we don't even realize that we are dealing with in our own relationship. So this is not just for you. This is also for us. And one thing I've noticed is these phones, not even just text, not even just scrolling through social media, because sometimes you could be scrolling and don't realize that you've been scrolling for like an hour and a half, 2 hours or whatever. Also, like I said, and the reason why I had Pastor Jay reiterate that at night, he said when I'm asleep, absolutely not. At night.
Could you go to sleep at 9:30?
Anyway, at night.
A little bit early.
I'm going to try to finish this now. At night, when he gets in the bed and starts getting on his phone, the thing is, yes, at times I do too. I'm not saying I don't. But my thing is, that means we both have to be mindful and carve out some time for each other, because this was not a situation before phones and social media and all of this stuff became such a addictive, because the dopamine comes forth when you getting on that phone. Like, so it has become an addictive part of people's lives, period. So my thing is, after he leaves out, he works 7 days a week, basically. He's a musician. He owns his own barbershop, and he's a therapist, just like he said. So think about all of the stuff he has to do. At some point, you have to say, let me cut this off. Okay, it's 9 o'clock. It's 8 o'clock. It's my family time now. It's not like we have a whole bunch of kids running around the house. We are empty nesters. So at some point we have to make it a thing to say, we cutting off electronics and we're going to spend some time with each other, because if not, we're going to create a habit of being on the phone. Then one of us may or may not say nothing, or it gets to the point where we become quiet. It's like,
hold on, wait a minute.
What?
Okay. See, this is why we talking about this, because let me tell you what happens.
uh-oh,
Tell you what happens.
what you say happened?
Because she gets up at the crack of dawn.
I do,
She gets up very early.
because I have to do my
So
devotions.
listen, hold on, wait a minute. Let me tell you what happens.
Okay.
And this is us being transparent too, y'all. When I cut the time off, because there are people who call me after hours that I don't even charge for that, and I cut them. I don't even answer the phone. Hold on, to the period. Okay. I don't answer the phone, right? So here I am saying, okay, I'm gonna give her, because we set the boundary. So by 9:35, 9:40, I'll cut the time off. I'm not on my phone, and I'll get ready to be with her. You know what happens?
Well, think about it.
So again, this is what I'm saying. There's a level of, okay, now I will say this. Say this. This is what happens with the phone. Because if you give, and I will say this, because I understand that this could happen, and we don't realize, especially when you're in relationships and you're on the phone a lot. If you're on the phone, what happens is the person that you're with can feel a level of rejection, especially if they're already dealing with rejection. So because if you're giving for somebody to feel important, it's like you got to give them the attention. That means you got to give them eye contact. There's certain things that you got to give a person physically to make them feel that you're either paying attention to them or you're at least understanding what they're saying. So, and understanding is yes, I understand. Or if you don't give the yes that I understand, you at least give them the eye contact. But if your attention is given to the phone, then it makes them feel less important. It makes them feel like they, excuse me, that they're that you're rejecting them.
Right.
You're making them feel, not only are you rejecting them, but more importantly, you're making them feel like you're ignoring them.
Exactly.
And there's a level of you're making them feel ignored, and if that happens, then it's going to cause a communication issue within the phone. But here's something that you could do while they're on the phone. If their attention is on the phone and you're talking and they're not paying attention, send them a text message. I'm trying to talk to you. Can you look up? So send a text. I mean, because there are ways around. Because the thing is, even though today's culture, and this is with everybody, because everybody has a cell phone. I remember the days, and I'm telling my age, I remember the days when the cell phones first came out. Mm-hmm. That was a luxury because we had house phones. We had those rotaries.
Yeah.
You're saying the car waiting and stuff like that.
You had that bag phone that you take it to your car and plug into your car.
You had them big
big
phones.
Old bag phones.
It was that big phone, and then you had like minutes. You had to pay for minutes.
Right. Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
And then everybody would make phone calls after 9 because it was from 9. Yep. That's when the phone calls were free.
Yeah.
After 9. But now because the cell phone has overtaken the house phone. The landline, that's what they call the landlines. It has taken that over. So now you got the companies competing for who gives the best service or gives the best price. Right. But anyway, long story short, because that is the way of communication. Because here now, little kids have phones. This is the way the parents communicate if there's an emergency at the school. So the kid can communicate through cell phones. You know what I'm saying? Kids have phones. And to be honest with you, a lot of times, and it's sad today that the cell phone is what keeps the attention of some kids. Some kids have to watch, because I see it and I deal with them a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, they won't sit still unless the parent puts on like a little kid movie on the phone. Mm-hmm. And this is what they look for. And they'll cry if they don't get it. So the phone not only is a level of communication, it's a level of how do you get the attention of people who really have these issues. You know what I'm saying? So we've made the cell phone literally like, so hey, Aunt Liza, how you doing? Aunt Liza said, she said, I would tell Darren that this phone got more attention than I did. But I had to realize that being autistic, that was an object of security. So it depends on the person mentally. I get it. I mean, I don't think it just necessarily had to be somebody who has an autistic problem because, like we said earlier, this is what the phone has become. It has become support systems. People who really deal with issues go to the phone for the support systems, and because they go to look for other people who are going through the same thing that they're going for. So that they're going through. So there are podcasts. There are people who tell some people who they give their information. If you living in, like, if you want to move somewhere and you want to know about that state, go online. Somebody in somewhere online gonna tell you the do's and don'ts about this state you trying to move to.
Right. But the thing that's interesting that we really need to pay attention to is these cell phones is they have become a form of like a drug. You know how people need their crack is whack. That's the same feeling you get like when you need your alcohol, when you need your marijuana. The phones have become that, and people not paying attention to it. And because it's a cell phone, it's like it's not the same, but it is. So people have become addicted to their cellular devices, and we not even paying attention to it. Mm-hmm. It's like it was subtle at first, and when it came into our lives, and after a while, now it has become a major staple in our life. We will not put our cell phones down on the table and walk into another room because we got to have it either on our person, in our pocket, in our hand. That cell phone has become the it factor. And because of that, it's like, and I know most of it happened around the COVID, right? When it was like cell phones was the way that we had an opportunity when we were all inside to connect with people, especially through FaceTime or whatever the Android, because I'm not an Android user, whatever Android uses, right? So it became that for us, and now it's like we can be in the same house, not Pastor J and I per se, but we can be in the same house texting, saying, come to your food ready, or whatever the case. We'll be in the same house without communicating to one another. We are on our phones. So my thing is not, and mine go a little bit deeper than it's just the kids that have the phone, and that their parents are raising their children with their phones. My thing goes to also the thing of when let's say you're spending time with your loved ones.
What's up, cuzzo?
When you're spending time with your loved ones, they should get your attention, especially someone like me. My love language is quality time. Because Pastor J does work so much, when we finally get time together, my desire is to have your undivided attention. That is. And I feel like that's not something that is asking. As a matter of fact, that's really not asking a lot at all.
I don't think it's asking. What's up, cuzzo? My cousin is on.
Who is it?
Oh man, Tuan.
Okay, let's do some shout outs because we did not do the Aunt Liza, we love you. Tease, hey boo.
Yay's on.
Yeah. What's up, girl?
My dad is on.
Yeah, Pop Jesse is on. If you're on and we can't see everybody. Somebody said to us last week, I was on and you didn't say anything, but we didn't see it because what's up, Twan? Yeah, we didn't see it because sometimes it doesn't come through. Tawan, what's up? So yeah, if you on, just say, hey, what's up? I'm on, and we'll say something back to you. But yeah, so
here's the thing. Mm-hmm. Like, this is why, this conversation is really kind of like personal. We're not really giving.
This thing can go deep.
It actually can go deep, but the cell phone today has literally like caused a riffraff in. Especially if quality time is your love language. Eliza put she said, so moving forward with the future, I will be more aware of the relationship that a man has with his phone. I think that you have to be aware of, because sometimes if he has a relationship with the phone, this is the substitute of not being able to have that conversation or being able to communicate with the person that they're with. This is what I believe.
I disagree.
I believe that because sometimes if we can't have a conversation, then, for some reason, because the cell phone is around us at 24 hours. So guess what we can do for 24 hours? We can communicate with somebody.
Right.
or something can grab our attention on the phone.
Right.
And guess what? What's on a lot of these social media pages? Something that will grab your attention.
Right. But you said that happens because you feel like it happens.
Yeah, sometimes it replaces.
Okay,
sometimes it replaces the communication.
Sometimes,
if we can't
right.
talk and I'm just sitting here like this and we're not having a conversation, then guess what I'm gonna, because it's a drug.
Yeah,
So
I guess
so
that
that
is sometimes-
entertainment, or not even just entertainment, being able to fulfill my intellect. You know what I'm saying? Like, so
Right.
there's certain things that I could read on the phone that could tickle my intellect or that could grab my attention.
Right, but there is something called self control, where you're able to control your own actions. You're able to say, "Hey, at this time of the night, I'm putting my cell phone on the counter and I'm not getting on it because I have children that need my attention, or I have a spouse that I want to spend time with, and I know that if I have the phone right there with me, then I will get on my phone." There is something that we need to pick back up, and that's making sure that we're accountable to our own actions when it comes to the relationship. The cell phone does not have a brain. It does not beg you. It doesn't do anything. It's a decision. It's a decision you make to pick that phone up with your hands. So I feel like, yes, it's a great device. It has a lot of entertainment, but we don't know the damage that we're doing to our own attention span. We don't know the damage that we are doing. You see videos all the time where people are taking phones from their kids because they got in trouble, and kids ripping the whole house apart because they don't realize, they think they just taking the phone and it's a punishment or a correction. But really what you're doing is you're taking something away from them that has become their drug. That's why we need to limit it, not just when we feel like, oh well, we need to limit. We need to start putting times on this thing.
So wait a minute. I got you. I just said she agreed with you, and that's cool. Hey Patricia, good to see you. I believe that there has to be a balance, and I got this. The phone can be a tool to strengthen communication, but it can be damaging when it's the replacement.
Yes.
Now, here's the thing. It has to be a balance. Because like I said earlier, the phone, because it does everything. Sometimes, going through the day, you can kind of forget things. The phone can be a reminder of what you need to make sure that you're on top of. So if you're using the phone, and this is the whole thing that you're doing the whole time of while you're with somebody or while you're out with somebody, then I can understand that. But if it's on my phone, I'm doing this, boom, 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 get off the phone, and then we're having a conversation and we're talking. I just believe there has to be a balance there. There has to be a balance. So, as long as y'all understand that this is not the replacement of our communication, but this is maybe a bridge to me being able to communicate. But to be honest with you, there are some people who really don't know how to have conversation. So they can have an app on their phone to be telling them, hey, what to say during, what to say during this date. You know what I'm saying? Some people don't have a skill, because dating is a skill. Dating is not just a skill, but you're finding information out. Some people don't know the information to look for.
Well,
they don't know
that's why you have. That's
why you have dating apps.
That's why you take time with the person. That's why you have real raw conversation with the person. So no, I don't. I will not. Listen, I asked about is there such a thing as something that I asked my AI. Give me statistics of how many relationships go bad because of cell phone use that takes time away from your partner. And it says the actual term, there's a research term for this, and it's called partner phubbing. PHUBBING, ignoring or sidelining your partner because your attention is on your phone. 51% of Americans in relationships say their partner is at least sometimes distracted by their cell phone while they're trying to have a conversation. 16% says it happens often. 40% of partner adults say that they are bothered by the amount of time their partner spends on their cell phone. Among adults ages 30 through 49, 62% say their partner is sometimes or often distracted by the phone while they're trying to talk. This is a Baylor University study. 46.3% reported being phubbed by their romantic partner, and 22.6 say the cell phone related phubbing caused conflict in their relationship. It's happening all over, and it's something people not talking about because I mean it's just my cell phone.
You gotta check this out.
What happened?
Liza, she said, I can't stand for someone to come to my house and I'm hosting and talking to them and they're on their phone.
Exactly.
It's just rude. She
It's
said,
just rude.
wait, baby. She said, my sister will sit there and watch a whole movie and then say, well, I'm getting ready to go. What you came over for? Shaking my head. She said, yes, Pearlie, I'm talking about you.
Mama Pearlie, she talking about you.
Yes, Pearlie Ann, I'm talking about you. Mama, Liza.
Look, Patricia say, I agree. Talk to each other. Hair and
Yeah, and make a whole conversation. But you know what? Okay, so here's the thing. This is what needs to happen, y'all. And let's just come down straight street. Let's be honest here. You have to be able to set boundaries, because I think we have to be intentional when we're at least trying to date, or we really not even just dating, just being in relationship or being in contact with people. You know what I'm saying? You have to set your boundaries. You know what I'm saying? So on Liza, if she comes over there, you have to set a boundary. If you coming over to my house, you got to put the phones down. You know what I'm saying? Because people should respect boundaries.
right.
So that means we have to be intentional. We have to be intentional with our interactions with people. Because if we're intentional, we're able to set the boundaries, and now we have to, there has to be a level of respect for those boundaries and being intentional.
Right.
What are we coming together for? What are we trying to come together for?
Right.
What are we understanding in this coming together so that we understand, hey, look, this is what it is. You know what I'm saying? You ain't no, so you understand from the gate, from the get-go. I desire when we around each other, you know what I'm saying? If you got to do that, then go over there, go to the bathroom, or do what you got to do, handle your business. But when you in front of me at this table, put the phone down. And, and then it has to be, and then allow people to at least say, hey, that I can't do that. You know what I mean? That's just not who I am. I got to be on my phone. Then at that point how to move forward. Okay, you know what? This is a person that I can't even converse with, because if they don't respect me enough to say, or to respect me to be able to put the phone down because this is my boundary and this is my intention, then we don't even need to converse. But but a lot of us really feel or put ourselves in situations and where this is happening and it becomes disrespectful. And when we're saying something is after we need to set the boundary before setting it from the get go.
Set it from the
gate,
very beginning.
From the
so
gate.
that they know. Okay, I like that. I like that a lot. And so I feel like that what needs to happen is there needs to be a boundary set in the Moore household. So let's go ahead and do that now online so everybody can be my witness that we set this boundary. Okay, so we gotta lead by example. No, Pastor J.
No, it's not that, because I told y'all earlier what she do. Because I will get off my phone and I will get ready to spend time with her. And you know what? And you know what happens? She get 5 because it don't take her. It don't take her nothing.
Okay, that's fine.
To go to sleep.
When
I say
so check it.
She'll go to sleep in 2 seconds.
I'm glad you said
that. She'll be talking to me one second and then.
Well, then that's your perfect time to get on your phone.
I'm like, dang, okay. So I be, how I be feeling? Like I did what I needed to do. And I'm here to give you the time that you asking for, and you went to sleep.
Gotcha. All right. So being that I do wake up before the crack of dawn.
Stop waking up at the crack of dawn and wake up at
I have to do what I got.
Crack of dawn.
No, I have to do what I have to do.
Let the dawn crack twice, 2 times, a little bit at least.
No.
Let the dawn crack one more time.
What that means is I do have to go to sleep a little earlier. I can't stay up till 11 and 12 o'clock because I'm getting older, honey. I'm 50 years old. I can't stay up late and wake up early. Like I have to get that little bit of sleep because my cortisol now. So wait. So at the end of the day, being that you know, as my husband, God say, know those that labor among you now, being that you know that I do wake up early and I may have to go to sleep around 10 o'clock, then let's build our day around that. And then after I'm asleep, you can do what you want to do, right? So let's go ahead. Let's okay, so the boundary is when you get home, because oftentimes you get home really late, so therefore you giving me, and it can feel like this when you're on your phone, the crumbs of the last part of your day. And I'm not a crumb chick. I need the whole biscuit, honey, with
Wait a
my
minute.
syrup
Hold on,
or
wait a
my
minute.
jelly.
I know you
Wait,
ain't talking
no,
about
no,
a crumb.
No,
But as soon as I get ready to get,
No,
I
we
don't even
talking-
get a crumb.
We're going.
I get straight to the nose drop.
No, don't believe the hype. Don't. If anybody is from New York, please forgive me for saying this, but New Yorkers can exaggerate, and I realize that about my husband. He exaggerates, and I'm not even mad at it. But what I'm saying, babe, is let's leave the past. Where today's show taught both of us a lot. Am I correct? So being that we just learned something about each other in this cell phone situation, let's go from here forward.
I got you. Let me read this comment Tawan put on. Tawan said,
Tawan
said, some of our phones are the lifeline. I said this in the beginning of the show. That some people, that phone does everything for them. Yes, I said this. He said, and our job phones, and is expected to be responsive. I'm just saying. I said the same thing.
Cuz I get it.
I said the same thing, cuzzo.
I get it. But we talk, okay, so in your
buttermilk biscuit.
Mama biscuits, right? So in other people's households, if that's what your thing is, I get it. But in our household,
it's the same thing.
It's not always, no sir. Absolutely not. You cause you have an opportunity to say right now, I'm all communication on the outside. My wife comes first. Yeah. That's what a lot of times, to be honest, women start to feel. I don't know about men because I'm not one, so I'm gonna talk for us. A lot of times women start feeling like I'm not the most important thing in your life at some point, because even while you're with me, regardless of who starts the conversation first, or regardless of how early someone goes to sleep, let's all that set aside. We want to still feel like we are the most important thing in your life. Mm-hmm. So therefore, we are now competing with electronics. We were already competing for your attention, yes, and now we competing for your attention and your cell phone.
But now, this goes on too. Now let's be honest. There's some people like me. I talk all day long. Mm-hmm. When I get home, like if I get a phone call, sometimes I don't want to talk. Mm-hmm. I know some people who don't talk all day long, and they just don't want to talk. Right. So if you call them on the phone, guess what they do? They won't talk to you.
They click that side twice.
But soon as you text them, then there's a whole response. Mm-hmm. And what does the texting do for certain people? Sometimes not talking personally, some people don't want to deal with certain situations. They'd rather text,
right,
as opposed to talking and dealing with the hard situation.
Uh-huh.
But some people, because they can ignore your response, they'll send a text.
Right.
Some people have a problem with dealing with those hard conversations, and they use the text to hide.
Right. So what does that have to do with the tea in China?
No, because here Patricia said you have to know if a person can hold a conversation. I'd rather talk because I could say what I have to say and not text. I can say what I want to say. You'll see my text. You'll see. Yeah. So my point is, with the tea in China, it's like, okay, the phone has become a way of communicating. Let's be real here. Sometimes, and sometimes this is how people communicate through texting apps, through translation apps,
FaceTime.
Through FaceTime. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
DMs.
DMs.
We get it.
This has become the way of communication. My issue is, as long as it does not replace the communication.
Right.
Because you can do this as long as it doesn't replace. We have to, Tawan, when we was growing up, because we had to deal with certain things.
Yeah. And that's another thing it does.
Aunt
'Cause,
BB is watching. I didn't see her on, but if
hey,
she's
Aunt
watching,
BB,
if she's watching, Auntie, thank you for tuning in with us.
we love
I
y'all.
love you much.
Y'all listen, cause Pastor Jay and I, you have to. It's in the archives, but we did a show on communication, and Pastor Jay said something that always have stuck with me. He said communication is the bridge that connects us.
The bridge that connects the heart.
Okay, right. So if communication is the bridge that connects the heart, think about when that bridge has been cut off behind the fact that now you're looking here while someone is talking to you. Even if you are looking at your phone and you're doing something, what is the harm in looking up and giving that person that little bit of time? Even if it is to say, hold on, babe, give me 1 second. Let me finish this text and then I got you.
Yeah.
That's called communication, because now I still feel connected. Now I still feel like, okay, well, let me give him that moment so he can, handle that. And it's not a brush off. It's not a ignore. It's not a okay, babe.
Okay.
Knowing that you don't hear anything that I'm saying,
Okay.
but you're just saying something to kind of put a filler. I don't know who said that was good communication, because it's not. So my thing is, like you said, as long as it doesn't replace the communication that you have with the person sitting right in front of you, because me and you, we have great
Yes,
conversation.
Absolutely. Okay, thanks. Thanks, Cuzzo, for allowing Auntie to connect with
Absolutely.
you, man. And watch. We love you, Aunt. My Aunt BB.
BB.
Yeah. So yeah, Eliza said the phone is used as a mask. As long as we don't do this, I'm gonna say this. That this may sound comical, but I'm dead serious when I say this. I just can't imagine it getting to the point where now we start texting God.
I think that might be a thing already.
We don't get on our knees and pray, and we start, like put the close eye emoji and say, Lord, I'm praying to you, and we send the text. And we send the text to, as long as it doesn't get to that point where now we're replacing our prayers with text messages.
Nah, you said as long as, that means what?
No, I'm just saying, because again, the way the culture is trending, the phones are going to be something that we're not even going to be picking up. The phones are going to be, because already now they turn it to the watches, and you talk to the watch, and you looking at the,
eyeglasses.
you know what I'm saying, and it's Meta eyeglasses, and you recording somebody you think they got on some Gucci glasses, and they recording you and stuff like that. So where the culture is going, you don't even have to be on your phone to be on the phone.
Which means that we got to get this together now.
Yeah.
Because somebody could be having their Meta glasses on, looking at a whole movie, and you think that you talking to them and they not paying any attention to you. Keep the connection there. If communicating with me is connecting you to me and our hearts to each other's hearts, then look at me when you talk. I remember back in the day, a man would the black men would teach their sons, look, you look a man in his eyes when you talking to him.
Right,
it's
exactly.
certain things that we've lost just behind the fact that we have watered down everything that made us the rich, the powerful, the great who we always were, and we making excuses now. Well, shoot, the reason why I do that is because I get it. It's reasons for everything we do, but at some point, communication cannot take a back seat to the electronics. It can't take a back seat to AI. It cannot, because if we do that, we lose connection, and now we got a whole bunch of people walking around here like robots.
Yeah, but I think, I'm gonna be honest. This is my straight honesty about it. I believe we're allowing, especially men, a way to punk out using the phones. Like, back in the days, we really had to face things head on.
Man,
we had to face things head on as a man. There was no talking for you. There was no running from situations. You had to deal with it head on. And I believe today's society, today's culture, that culture is raising the nation, is raising the environment today, and these people are growing up in things that are doing things for them. You got AI now. AI is doing everything for everybody. AI is, I go on Facebook now and I see a whole bunch of AI flyers, AI doing this, AI lying, AI telling the truth, AI music, AI videos, AI, like it's becoming to the point where nobody is working for anything no more, and don't realize that we are slowly getting replaced. We are slowly getting replaced.
And we're doing it to ourselves.
And we're doing it to ourselves. You know why? And because the thing is, the crazy part is, have you ever been on Facebook, right, and thought about something or actually spoke about it, and then next thing you know, you was on there, and then that commercial came up, the very thing you were just talking about?
Right, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like they're looking at the algorithms. They're looking at, algorithms are running our society right now. Algorithms.
Right.
How much you on Facebook? How much you on the phone? How much you doing
the
this?
Things you look at.
The
so
things
now
you look at.
so
we can send you that. And guess what? Because what it's doing is they have studied what we go to the most. They've studied it.
Algorithm.
And they studied, okay, this dude like looking at naked women. We're gonna send stuff on his page. You know, I'm not saying it because I look at it, but because I click onto it or I scroll past it and may stop. I'll be honest, I stop because I'm looking like, dang, you allow this to go on the thing, and then as soon as I stop, then a whole bunch, and it's like, oh God, I gotta get off because now I'm looking at it.
Wait, what would you say? Dang, what, babe?
Dang, they allowed that on here?
and that's the thought you have. He a mess. Absolutely not. But at the end of the day, y'all, this is a serious subject because
just type yes. Barry Austin, what's up?
Hey Barry. This is a serious subject because y'all, after a while, communication is going to lack even more. And the most important thing that we have is relationship. So we have to do something.
I'm sorry.
You see? No. This is an example, and this is how it goes.
Look,
and if y'all see my face right now, I went from joy to a little irritated because I'm glad y'all see this. If we could put the camera on both of us at the same time, I need y'all to see his face too.
Don't look at my face. Look at my posture.
This is what, yeah. This is what it looks like. I might be saying something. Look right there, and then he's laughing at something that's going on online when we are supposed to be having a real talk conversation.
Because me, here's my thing. Because we engage the audience. I'm looking on here because my wife. Hold on. Because I want you to, because again, she has every right to
valid points.
But again, there are two valid points here because I engage the people. My wife don't got it from, you know what? She ain't thinking. She don't care about what y'all say. I do.
Y'all look. She don't care
about what y'all say.
That
I do.
Is so not true. Don't put that out there.
I found out my boy Barry's on here, and Conrad is saying, asking this his mama on here.
As we just said, y'all.
My auntie.
Okay, hold on.
And then Aunt Liza said,
as we just said though,
DND, use it. Do not disturb.
Right, and that was so funny, right?
That was funny. I'm sorry.
So as we just said though, don't put excuses out there for the things that we're doing. That was rude. Simple and plain. That was rude.
It's rude to
while
go
I'm
sleep.
talking. You see, and then the joke, right? But either way though, at the end of the day, we have to come up with boundaries, people. The boundaries should be when we're watching a movie, don't take out your phone and be watching the Cowboys highlights. When we're at the table at a restaurant and we're supposed to be spending time, that quality time, because if that's my love language.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
We ain't doing tit for tat.
We're not doing tit for tat. No. I understand that. Good, but hold on. I gotta say this because this I gotta get this off my chest.
Okay.
Now when I pick a movie that I know we both gonna enjoy. And
right.
Because last night I picked a movie that we both. When she's watching something, she's watching a female show.
We have to have diversity.
See, my point. And did she expect me not to get on and watch football or something? Or my football is starting, and my Cowboys showing something? I'm going to watch that because I do not want to watch what she's looking at. I'm not looking at that. I am not looking at that.
People, that's not right. That's not right, Pastor J. Because
I'm not looking at that.
No, we all
pick
sacrifice.
Something that we... Pick something that's interesting to the both of us.
Do you see how this conversation
because
just turned?
Because you know what?
No.
If I only watch football while you spending quality time, you know what you're gonna do? You're gonna get on your phone and you're gonna play the game. You know why? Because I don't have your attention. But last night we watched a Statham movie. It was called something. Jason Statham. It was a real good movie, and she watched it to the end.
I did. However, this is not we're not doing all of that. But what I am gonna say is There's someone that calls him and he counsels this guy. This guy calls all the time. He calls all times of night. He calls 3 and 4 times a day. And as we're watching the Jason Statham movie, somebody gets up and say, "Babe, I'm finna go talk to him real quick."
No, I just wanted to
because
make sure he wasn't dying or something
he
like that.
wasn't dying.
Because he called like 4 times back to back
Yes,
to back.
and he does that all the time, and it's always a crisis, but it's not. Okay, and he
Liza,
knows
watch
that.
it on Liza.
So basically, at the end of the day, we don't care about all of that right now, Jesse. I'm using your government, Jesse Moore. What we are talking about right now
Jesse
is setting
Sharon,
boundaries.
that's my government.
Setting boundaries going forward. Sometimes people get caught in the traction of the past and they can't never get to what makes the future keep them moving forward. So let's do that part.
Wait a minute. Eliza, you are using that buffoonery on here talking about the Cowboys. Ugh, waste of time. No, it ain't. Championship. We winning the bowl this year. You heard it on Shift Real Talk today.
Look at my face.
Listen, y'all. We are accepting fan members. We giving out
so I guess we'll set our boundaries later because somebody is not. We're supposed to be leading by example.
My dad said, "Why is this phone freezing up?" What phone, Dad? Your phone? Dad, you got an iPhone too. You got to upgrade. My dad has a. I don't know if you upgraded your iPhone. Okay, I'm sorry.
No, you're not.
Listen, look, you got to get the show's about to end. You know, so you got to get in. So you got to come on here. You wasting time sitting there with a frown. Talk. So we can end the show. Get it out that you need to get in.
So anyway, y'all, we'll set our boundaries later. At the end of the day, that's the perfect thing to do if you're dealing with this situation. Where it feels as though this situation has your partner's attention more than you as a human being does.
Then get his attention.
Feeling like, and you start feeling as though this phone right here is taking up time that you guys could be spending together, connecting and staying connected. Mm-hmm. Then there are some things that you can do. Number one, you can set boundaries. Number two, you can make sure you communicate those things that you're feeling in the moment. It don't have to be like what you made me feel. It could be like, hey, I feel a little alone over here because I'm trying to, be up under you or I'm trying to be with you and you on your phone. Speak, say those things so that
say
person
something.
can hear and understand you.
Let me give a 2A because you gave a 2 and I know for me, you know what I'm saying, because one thing about me is if you can gain my attention and you can influence me because if you say something like I'm spending time with you and you on your phone, that I'm gonna take that personal because it's like that you only thinking about yourself. But if you do something to gain my attention, then guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put the phone down because now you got my attention. So what I'm saying is be influential with your influence on helping put the phone down. So be a part of the solution and not make it your problem.
Duly noted. So that's something. See, communication. Now that's something that I could say. Okay, now how many times? Like every time. I can't just speak sometimes and say, hey.
No, I'm saying because when you say that, hey, I'm trying to be with you when you on your phone.
But that's not what I said. I said
I'm saying
it would be
generally,
something like, hey, I feel kind of alone over here. I'm trying to be with you.
Again, I'm giving helpful advice here. Take it from me. I'm a pro at this.
No, you're not.
Take it from me. No, if you want somebody's attention and you want them to put the phone down, be influential with that. Put the phone down. Because again, remember this: they're on that phone because something on the phone has their attention.
At the end of the day.
So you become the attention.
At the end of the day, though, as two adults, and you know that the phone is an issue or becoming an issue in your relationship, then there should be some boundaries set beforehand, because you said it yourself, so that when you and that person get together, you already know what to expect in that moment. So that's, I feel like.
The T said part 2, because the T sis, become the influence, become the attention. Okay, if he gets a church and it's over a flock of a member does this, is he not supposed to take a call? The call.
That's not the issue.
He has the responsibility. Wait a minute.
Who is that?
This on lives. He
Aunt
responsibility
Liza, that's
placed
not
in his
the
life.
issue.
Just try being a little more supportive and consider yourself.
Aunt Liza, that's not the issue. I don't have enough time to tell you the whole issue. That is not the issue. But I appreciate that advice, though, honestly. But no, that's not the situation at all.
Okay, like I said, but hey, look. Again, all I say this is become the influence, because again, Jesus didn't force us. He influenced us. He don't force us. He don't lord over you and say you better do. He choose.
If the person you're with is trying to tell you that this is becoming a problem, and the only thing you can say is then work harder to get my attention.
No, I'm not. We're not saying that.
That could possibly be a problem as well.
No.
So,
see, no. You're not gonna do that. I'm not even gonna let you do that. No, we're gonna.
Okay,
we're gonna debunk that right now.
At the end of the day,
this is what happens. No, we're not gonna do that. See,
we're running out of time.
I know we run out of time. I got 1 minute. I'm gonna take this 1 minute.
We were supposed to be given ways to help this situation if it's happening. You going back into the conversation.
No. I just want to say this. And there's no. Trust me. This is all, with all due, and the respect is due, and the respect is given, and the respect is greatly respected. It's greatly respected. But all I'm saying is, if you say in the middle, because again, remember this. You're already feeling like it's a problem. So if it's a problem inside of you, I promise you, you're not coming to the person who you have the problem with like it's not a problem. You're already communicating and you're showing that you have this problem because it's written all over your face. You're going to say a word.
But usually when people have issues, they don't come joyful. Sometimes they come
That's my point.
They come in a manner that's a serious
because you
moment.
We got you. I
so
understand
have
that.
the serious moment
I get
and
you.
deal with the solution.
That's why I'm saying
work it out.
That's exactly what she going where I'm going at. I got you. And because of that, because trust me, when a person has a problem, they're showing it on their face, and a lot of times they're condescending when they're saying how they're addressing it. They're saying it in a nice way, but that nice way is condescending.
Listen,
it is not the hey babe.
I can't speak for everybody, but if I see that there's a problem and it's not something big yet, I'm not coming condescending. I'm not coming any of that. I'm just gonna have a conversation with you about it.
Yeah.
And then guess what? If you don't hear me, then after a while, I'm feeling like, okay, if you keep doing the same thing, then that's when you'll see a little irritation or some frustration.
Gotcha.
But even if you see irritation or frustration, that shouldn't make you say, well, I'm going to stay on my phone or any of that. What it should do is make you say, hey, babe, what's going on? When a woman is having an issue with anything, her husband should be her safe space. Her husband should be the one that at sometimes say, hey, babe, are you okay? I see, you look like you going through something, what's on your mind. Those things should still be prevalent in the relationship. Instead of saying you coming at me wrong, because if I'm feeling something, then that feeling should be addressed in an adult kind of way.
We definitely going to have to do a part 2. T said,
absolutely.
If QT is the love language, why not just give the attention, a.k.a. love language? Excuse me, sis. Elijah said, phones down and just communicate. Okay?
That's all. That's
phones
it.
down, just communicate.
That's it.
Listen.
Simple.
We just trying to make sure that again, we'll come back and we'll deal with this. But listen, y'all.
I already knew this was gonna be a tough one.
But we able to have the conversation. Listen, y'all. If this content was great, man, please share it. Please subscribe to our channel, please. We asking y'all. We're trying to get to a certain mark, and we just need your help. So please go on YouTube, subscribe to the channel. Listen, you don't want to miss next week's conversation. We're gonna come back to a part 2 of this. We're gonna do a part 2, and we're gonna bring some reinforcements because we're gonna bring another couple. We're gonna bring another couple on this one because we gotta come back. But next week we're gonna talk about this saying that is said all throughout a certain community. And we want to deal with this next week. Love is love. We want to talk about that next week. So if y'all don't miss next week's episode, because we're going to debunk this and we're going to bring the scripture out and we ready for this, because I'm just sick of it. I'm tired of it. So listen, y'all. And with that being said, that's our time. I'm your boy, Pastor J.
And I'm your girl, Lady Free.
And we are Shift Real Talk signing out, y'all. See you next week.
Peace.
Thanks for watching.